2 videos in 1 day? Holy
What's up, everyone? This is Tony with JRNYcrypto. This is going to be a quick crypto news and market update. We're going to talk about some huge things happening in the crypto space, huge steps towards mass adoption, and major companies getting involved in crypto, as well as Biden proposing a $6 trillion federal spending budget, just massive, the biggest since World War II, which is reminding everyone about inflation and why they were buying cryptos as a hedge against inflation in the first place. So before we get started, I do appreciate if you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified for my daily crypto videos. Alright guys, so it's been a crazy week in the markets. We're seeing a lot of volatility, things bouncing around. A lot of people are bearish while many people are bullish. Personally, I'm very bullish for the long term still, especially when we look at historical data in the previous bull run. And so many more things happening this time around as well, like inflation kicking in from all the stimulus packages and printing, as well as mass adoption in general. Really, crypto is becoming more accessible than ever. Major companies buying in to hold Bitcoin on their balance sheet. So I do think it's only the beginning for all of this, and hardly any institutions have really bought in to Bitcoin pretty heavily. Pretty much Tesla and MicroStrategy, including a couple others. So I do believe companies like Facebook, Apple, and other major tech companies will be buying Bitcoin, and they're going to be buying a huge amount. So it's very possible they already bought during this market dip, and it is very possible manipulation was actually trying to give some of these institutions a good entry point. So we'll see how things go, and we'll see what type of announcements we get at the beginning of Q3 and what type of companies actually bought Bitcoin and how much. So we are experiencing some more volatility in the markets today. Pretty much the entire crypto space slightly in the red. Nothing that bad though, and this is expected for the short term. I'm actually surprised Bitcoin has been holding up. It actually broke $40,000 today with word of Biden doing the $6 trillion federal spending budget. Is just insane. So people were buying Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation again. Some people are calling there will be another dip where Bitcoin does drop to around $29,000 or even less, and that does follow that Wyckoff technical analysis signal. And then after that, we will be on the recovery leading into the peak of the bull run. So we do have a couple cryptos slightly in the green today. EOS is actually up 10% while the entire market is in the red. This is one I'm holding long term. I did buy this in the last trading series, which I will be doing an update on that soon. As soon as we see a little bit more green in the markets, that's really when I'm going to start trading again for those that are asking for the 1K to 10K trading series. I think I did hit the $100,000 goal for the Binance exchange as well. I will do an update on that, showing you guys my total profit, and then possibly starting an even bigger trading series. So more to come for that. Main topic of today though is Bitcoin breaking $40,000 as Biden unveiling the new $6 trillion federal spending budget. The money printer is going burr in the United States, and this is the most money they'd be printing since World War II. This is going to cause massive inflation on top of the stimulus packages and business loans, which I do expect they may do another stimulus package at some point. Something else I think is coming in the near future, a few years to 10 years out, is universal basic income. Some countries are already considering this, and I do think it will be necessary with all the AI and robotics that are being worked on. Americans are going to be losing millions of jobs over the next few years, and we will have to establish either quarterly stimulus packages or some type of monthly universal basic income, which that type of printing is going to cause more inflation in the future. So a lot of people are buying cryptos as a hedge against inflation. Of course, that panic did shake out a lot of those new retail investors, especially a lot of the meme token holders and hype around that. People getting way too high of profits. So we do have to be careful of that. Personally, I'm looking for projects that are already established with a transparent team, that are low market cap, that are undervalued, that are working on great utility for their cryptocurrency, and will stay relevant for the long term. Those are the type of projects that are hidden gems that are really going to yield that 100 to even 1000x by the next couple bull runs. So really, I have more of a long-term perspective on this. I'm not looking to make a quick 10x, cash out, and buy a Lamborghini or something. So this is a massive amount of money, $6 trillion. As you guys already know, United States is in massive debt already, and this is just going to make things worse. Inflation is going to start kicking in pretty heavily, and we probably will be seeing more stimulus packages and more printing for companies. So if you go to usdebtclock.org, you can see how much debt the US is in, which is $28.3 trillion already, and this is rapidly climbing by $100,000 pretty much every couple seconds. Just crazy. So definitely some interesting stats on here. You guys should definitely check out. They're looking to add more to this though, which is definitely not good, and this is definitely good for asset holders though. Things like cryptocurrencies, real estate, and other things, but I do believe cryptocurrencies will yield the highest return on investment. It's a new investment avenue that I definitely think more and more people are considering and leaving other markets for, like bonds, the stock market, real estate, and buying into cryptocurrencies heavily, especially on these massive corrections. And I do think this last correction was major manipulation for institutions and elites to really get that lower entry before we really start taking off in this bull market. If you guys watched previous videos of mine, I did go over why I think the peak of this current bull market will be sometime end of year if we do historically repeat the last bull run. And we should be peaking out with a Bitcoin price of around $100,000, even upwards to $300,000, depending on many different factors, of course. So personally, I don't hold much Bitcoin. I do hold a small amount, sort of as a retirement fund, but I do hold a lot more smaller altcoins, like the video I just did earlier today. I do think ADA from Cardano will be one of the highest return on investments out of the top 10 for end of 2021. They do have major mainnet upgrades aligning with where the peak of the bull market should be. And as we get closer to that, demand should be rising, and then there could be a supply shock depending on how many projects actually launch on the Cardano blockchain. So it's going to be a very interesting end of year. Of course, anything could happen. The crypto space is extremely volatile, so always do your own research and make your own financial decisions. Don't believe any YouTuber and don't take anyone's word for it, no matter how good it sounds. Always make sure it sits with you and it's something you believe in. So we've actually had a lot of big announcements over the past couple days and huge steps towards mass adoption. One is we're getting close to a Bitcoin ETF. Canada has already approved a couple ETFs, but the US is approving Fidelity's Bitcoin ETF. So hopefully we get this by end of year. That'll definitely help kick off the bull market and really see those peak prices. And I definitely think that's coming. There was actually speculation of a Bitcoin ETF at the last bull market, so definitely overdue for that in my opinion. And I definitely think Fidelity is a strong candidate, being one of the first Bitcoin ETF approvals. So lack of knowledge is main barrier to crypto adoption, new survey says, which is the reason why I do these videos. And I do think there's a lot more knowledge and education out there this time around than there was at the last bull run. It was a complete disaster at the last bull run. Everything fell apart. The fees were crazy. The transaction times were horrible. All these crypto platforms could not handle how many new users they were getting. So this time around, we have much more accessibility, allowing people to spread out where they do their transactions, and just more crypto mass adoption in general, with institutions even getting in. So as we get more educated and have more educational tools out there, the better the crypto space will do in the long term. So we do have some interesting news here as well. Billionaire Carl Icahn says he may drop up to 1.5 billion into crypto. That's a pretty massive amount considering Tesla put 1.5 billion into Bitcoin. This is one single person considering doing 1.5 billion into crypto. So he hasn't said what altcoins, he hasn't decided yet, but obviously he is looking over this and will be buying some crypto at least. So today was the last day of consensus and we had Tom Brady speak. I haven't watched this yet, but I definitely will be going over this. A lot of new celebrities and big names in the crypto space, and I believe this will only continue. We barely have any institutions invested in crypto so far as well, which brings us to the topic of Apple and other major institutions. I do believe Apple and Facebook are both going to be buying Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies before the end of 2021. So Apple is seeking to hire alternative payments manager with crypto experience. This is public and it's proven, so they're definitely looking to get into cryptocurrencies to some extent. We don't know exactly yet. You can already do crypto payments through Apple Pay through a third-party service, but Apple doing this themselves is extremely massive, and we may even get Apple crypto merchant payments. So we did have PayPal as well. taking another step towards mass adoption with crypto. Like I said, PayPal will have to take baby steps. Everyone was upset with them not allowing their users to withdraw Bitcoin off the platform. Now they did state they will be allowing users to withdraw Bitcoin, which means they are gradually taking steps, meaning they probably will be adding some new cryptos to the platform. And I do think any new crypto they add will have a major pump weekend, similarly with the Coinbase listing effect, where we have seen cryptos pump parabolically for the announcement listing on Coinbase. So massive things to come in general. Crypto mass adoption is not stopping. We still have Visa and MasterCard, JP Morgan and Morgan Stanley, who have all hinted and stated they will be getting into the crypto space and offering crypto services. They're probably all buying during these major market crashes. So I'm very bullish for the long term, and even if we do enter another bear market, I'm holding for the very long term. I will continue staking and lending and earning passive income while accumulating on major market crashes and even accumulating through the next bear market, because I do see the very high potential here and where this is headed in the long term. So that's it for today's crypto news and market update. I hope you guys found it useful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for my daily crypto market updates. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.